In the headlines, Senate screens ministerial nominees. Trial of popular Kannywood actress accused of defrauding suitors suffers setback. Achieving sustainable goals through cooperative financing. And on the foreign scene, landslides cut off villages in Austria as rescuers struggle to provide aid. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. And now the news in detail. The Nigerian Senate on Wednesday screens and confirms several ministerial nominees sent to it by President Muhammadu Buhari. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports that 5 of the nominees were scrutinized by the upper legislative chamber, while 2 others who are former lawmakers were told to take a bow and go, in line with the age-long practice of according them such concession. The Deputy National Chairman of the National Rescue Movement, Abubakar Halilu Jikamshi, has resigned. At a press briefing announcing his official resignation from the NRM, Jikamshi, who said he is a founding member of the party, regretted that the party had become undemocratic. The party chieftain, who noted that majority of the party's National Working Committee members are from same zone, described the move as an unhealthy one in a democratic state. Jikamshi, who is yet to identify with the new political party, called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to fish out smaller parties that exist for pecuniary reasons with a view to deregistering them.
Both the chairman of the party and its presidential candidates from the same southeast zone, which automatically portrays the party as undemocratic. We have 6 zones in this country, and only one zone is in charge of the party. My resolve to quit the party and the post of Deputy National Chairman was motivated by the glaring lack of democracy in the party. Majority of the National Working Committee members are from the same zone. There must have been some motives. If the party is hijacked and mortgaged, maybe to be used as money-making venture or whatever. I want to call on INEC to put such light on such small parties that are there as means of political prostration and proscribe them if they don't add any value to the polity of the nation. Before I close, let me categorically inform you that most of the national officers from the northern zones have left the party or are about to, and we are making consultation on the next line of action. We shall inform you as appropriate. By this address, I am confirming to you that I am neither a card-carrying member nor official of National Rescue Movement.
In continuation of the ongoing last quarter voters registration exercise in the country, INEC offices have begun to experience massive turnout of people seeking to register, while some for collection of permanent voters card across the country. In Bauchi, the situation is worrisome due to a huge crowd of people amidst public holiday declared by the state government to enable more participation. Trust TV's Adamu Imam completes the report.
Some co-members who spoke with Trust TV at the INEC office Bauchi threatened to embark on no PVC, no PPA if they are not considered.
Have considerations for coppers. This is the 3rd time we are coming here. They are not treating us right. There's no room for coppers to have easy access. And the only day we have is today. After today, PPA resume tomorrow. And you can't take an excuse from PPA to come and do PVC. So I'm having of the appeal that they should consider the coppers. If not, for myself, I'll declare this week PVC week. That is no PVC, no PPA. And if that happens and every other person buy this idea, I think they will hear us, because more of us are doing the worst and in the schools there.
Similarly, Bauchi resident Wisdom Salami narrates his experience while trying to get access to the registration point.
It would be a coordination, but what I'm seeing that there's no coordination at all. You understand? Because the population I'm seeing here is not more than what the INEC as a state can handle. within a limited of time that everybody can be, but they are making it difficult for us. So I don't know why. I don't know whether they can increase the number of people that are working inside so that the labor, the work can be easy, or anyhow they can do, because people are stranded, people are, you can see them, they hanging and everybody are tired, but people are desperate to get the PVC.
In his response, the INEC head of voter education and publicity, Bauchi State, Adamu Gujungu, says the commission is committed to ensuring that all eligible people willing to register have been given the opportunity to do so before the closing date.
Second and the third phase of the exercise, we are now into the last quarter. That is, the fourth quarter we are in now is going to be the last quarter. As far as we are concerned, the exercise will end on the 30th of this month.
When asked on extension of the registration date, Gujungu said the state office is yet to receive any directives from the headquarters regarding the extension of the exercise. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
The Nigerian Senate on Wednesday screens and confirms 7 ministerial nominees sent to it by President Muhammadu Buhari. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports that 5 nominees were scrutinized by the upper legislative chamber, while 2 others who were former lawmakers were told to take a bow and go, in line with the age-long practice of according them such concession.
President Muhammadu Buhari had, in line with Section 47, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution, sent a letter to the Senate containing the names of Iko Eri Ikechukwu Abia, Umana Okon Umana Akwa Ibom, Ikuman Nkama Joseph Nkama Ibonyi, Goodluck Nana Opia Imo, Umar Ibrahim Eliakub Kano, Ademola Adeole Adegoroe Ondo, and Udom Ude from Rivers as ministerial nominees to fill existing vacant positions in his cabinet.
Senator Roger Sokocha meant well. I think that he wanted to also add his voice to the support of my nomination. Seriously speaking, I've had a series of telephone conversations with him before today, and there is no indication that he was going to oppose my nomination.
That would key into the agenda of this government and to ensure that on day one, God willing, if confirmed by the Senate, we hit the ground running, delivering on services to the Nigerian people, to actualize the Nigerian dream.
The Senate, as part of its oversight function, subjects the nominees to a routine scrutiny to determine their suitability in terms of competence and character. The Red Chamber thereafter confirms their nominations through the Committee of the Whole. The confirmed ministerial nominees are expected to fill the vacant positions left by the immediate past ministers on presidential expedition at the last APC primary, amongst others.
7 presidential nominees for the ministerial appointments into the cabinet of President Muhammadu Buhari just went through, the rigors of explaining themselves or unveiling themselves to the National Assembly and to Nigerians with regards to the portfolios that are going to be given by the present administration. It is a routine exercise by the Senate to interrogate and of course get certain clarifications and explanations from nominees like this. 5 of them had to go through the rigors of answering questions and of course clarifying issues to the Senate, while 2 happened to be ex-lawmakers, and they had the privilege of taking the bow and go, as it is synonymous with the National Assembly when it comes to screening exercise. From the National Assembly here in Abuja, Nigeria's capital, Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News.
On insecurity, one of the recently released victims of the Kaduna-Abuja train attack that spent over 70 days in captivity has commenced a one-man protest with the aim of drawing government's attention to the need and to dedicate more resources to effect the release of other passengers that are still in captivity. The woman, Maimuna, real name withheld, who said her husband has been in captivity for over 89 days in Kaduna Forestry with the terrorists, added that she is among the recently released 10 victims. According to her, there is need for government to intensify efforts towards dialoguing with the terrorists in order to find ways of releasing the remaining 50 passengers who are still in captivity. Maimuna admitted that there are still children and an aged woman in captivity facing untold hardship in the hands of the terrorists and urged the government and other stakeholders to help secure the release to the rest of the abductees. Troops of the Nigerian military attached to Operation Safe Haven on Tuesday neutralized some criminal elements, including a notorious bandit and kidnapper terrorizing Kandunia village in Barikin Ladi local government area of Plateau State. No fewer than 3 kidnapped civilians comprising 2 females and a male were also rescued when the troops conducted a cordon search operation at Fanok village in Jama'a local government area, Kaduna State. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Bernard Onyeoko, disclosed these to journalists at Defense Headquarters, Abuja. Onyeoko added that 2 suspected kidnappers around Sara High Ground, Mangu local government area of Plateau State, fled and abandoned their motorcycles when they sighted the troops. According to him, troops also arrested some kidnappers and some robbery gang members at Kafanchan Town, Jama'a local government area of Kaduna State, adding that the suspects have been handed over to the appropriate authorities for further action. Traditional rulers in Osun State have called on all Nigerians to be patriotic while commenting on security matters and to always motivate serving and retired security men rather than running them down unfairly. The Olowu of Kuta, who is also the chairman of the Council of Owu Obas and Chiefs, Oba Hamid Adekunle Makama, made these indications during a press conference on behalf of other traditional rulers. Hamid Oyegbade files the report as presented in our studio.
The spate of insecurity in Nigeria has caught the attention of many citizens in the country. The traditional rulers are not oblivious of the situation, calling on federal government to provide adequate funds to security agencies to enable them function efficiently. Oba Ahmed Adekunle Makama, Oluwo of Kuta in Osun State, said the Nigerian army has the capability to defeat bandits if properly funded.
Battle ready. Yes, they are battle ready. Highly mobile and battle ready army. But we have saboteur, like people that does not see success in what people like Ambassador Burates are doing. We have saboteur, 5th columnists. God will fish them out and they will be shamed. Nigerian military is still battle ready. They are just being overstretched, deploying virtually all the 36 states of the Federation for internal security. They are even overstretched.
Adekunle Makama, who is also chairman of Council of Owu Obas and Chiefs, said appreciating the sacrifice made by retired military men will serve as encouragement to those on the battlefield to give them the best.
My clarion call of support has been a sustained advocacy of support for Nigerian military because our country is going through so much and they are giving all they have day and night to keep the nation whole. So we should endeavor to support them, give them all the necessary moral backing because they have what it takes. There is a proverb that says a dog that has somebody at the back can kill a lion.
The traditional rulers offered special prayers for serving and retired military men and all security operatives in the country and called on Nigerians to shun negative comments against security men.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Hike in bread prices pushes Jos residents to the extreme. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. We told you that Senate screens ministerial nominees. We also heard that trial of popular Kannywood actress accused of defrauding suitor suffers setback. To other news, Nigeria's Security and Civil Defense Corps Osun State Command has begun psychological assessment for its arms-bearing personnel and new recruits. The command spokesperson, Atanda Olabisi, disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday in Osogbo. Olabisi said that the assessment, which started on Tuesday, is to ascertain the mental, emotional, and psychological status of the personnel. Olabisi said that the evaluation is being conducted in batches to give a greater opportunity for one-on-one interactions between the personnel and healthcare experts. The command had cautioned its personnel on the handling of weapons, saying that it will not accept any excuse for accidental discharge. Moving to health, Director General, Nigeria Center for Disease Control, Ifedayo Adetifa, says the NCDC has observed an increase in monkeypox cases in the country. Speaking during a virtual media dialogue on monkeypox, he warned that if the current trajectory continues or was sustained, Nigeria might match or exceed the peak number of cases seen in 2017 when monkeypox re-emerged. The latest situation report on monkeypox shows that there were 62 confirmed cases, 204 suspected cases, and 1 death so far from the disease since the beginning of the year. Adetifa said since January 1, several countries had been affected by an unprecedented outbreak of monkeypox, leading to over 3,000 laboratory confirmed and 1 death from the virus as of June 22. He said prevailing media perception and misinformation on monkeypox had fueled false narratives about the virus, adding that the potential risk of discrimination and stigmatization from this requires urgent social and behavior change intervention. Country representative of the World Health Organization, Walter Mulombo, said a new vaccine, MVA-BN, against smallpox and monkeypox had been approved, but not yet widely available outside national stockpiles. The need to create more avenues that increase women's participation in economic growth of any country has been identified as one of the objectives of achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 5. This came to the fore during deliberations at a symposium for women in cooperatives organized by the Partnership for Advancing Women in Economic Development Project and other private, national, and international stakeholders. The deliberations were part of activities commemorating the 100th anniversary of United Nations International Cooperatives Day. Trust TV's Aisha Salihu reports.
This symposium had stakeholders drawn from ministries, departments and agencies, academics, civil society organizations and women groups to deliberate on opportunities of cooperatives as a business model.
The ministry also provides strategic framework for impactful development and capacity building of women and girls for entrepreneurship through her various schemes, such as the Business and Development Fund for Women, BUDFO, to provide soft loans to women entrepreneurs to meet their working capital requirements.
The importance of a program such as this in providing the necessary platform to encourage effective participation and inclusivity of women in development cannot therefore be underestimated.
Experts say reshaping of investments that support women's cooperative enterprises will further drive the narrative of inclusivity and contribution to wealth creation and economic development.
In Awita, the idea of cooperative was born out of a felt need of women who were facing economic challenges and couldn't access government loan interventions and had difficulties borrowing money from their relatives, in-laws, and other family members.
And then there is also autonomy and independence. All right, it is not controlled either by state, by federal, or by local government, or by cooperative. They are the ones who drive the process of cooperative. And there is also education, training, and information. So information flow is there, and it's a two-way information. You get information as a member. You also bring information to the table for other members to benefit.
The organization said cooperatives are recognized as a medium that has contributed majorly to national output by way of massive production of goods and services.
Investment in women cooperative is a means of generating employment, among the women bulk. And also it is a means of poverty reduction. Poverty will be reduced because more people are earning more income. If women constitute more than 50% of the population, and if all of them are provided with one form of employment or the other, then the economy will be fully employed.
The aim of the International Cooperative Day is to increase awareness of cooperatives and promote the movement's successes and ideals of international solidarity, economic efficiency, and equality. It also aims at strengthening and extending partnerships between the international cooperative movement and other actors, including governments at local, national, and international levels. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In business, the persistent hike in the price of bread since the beginning of this year has been having tremendous impact across the bread value chain. As a result of the hike, producers, sellers, and the consumers have all been lamenting the toll the situation has taken on them. Dixon Adama reports that in Jos, Plateau State, producers are losing grip of the market as they threaten to go on strike. The report.
The Association of Master Bakers and Caterers of Nigeria has blamed the consistent rise in the bread price to rise in the baking materials as well as cost of production. The association has equally threatened to withdraw their services if the federal government does not address the challenges facing their sector, as they cannot keep increasing the price of bread, which is the food for the common man.
Very soon, very much we go struggle because of the increment. Every day, the materials they increase, flour might they increase, everything they increase on the bread. That's why very much they increase the price.
In a communique after the National Executive Council meeting held at Abuja, it said the neglect of the federal government in addressing the challenges facing the sector is affecting productivity. They said the increase in prices of bakery materials, especially flour and sugar, have reached unprecedented level.
Presently, we are thinking of withdrawing our services very soon. I've been calling the attention of the federal government to the constant increase, continuous increase in the price of flour, prices of baking materials that we use. But up to this present moment, the government seems adamant about our plight.
Meanwhile, the hike in bread price has equally affected local roadside tea and bread sellers, popularly called Meshai. They said increase in the prices of bread has almost become a weekly occurrence, thereby giving them no choice than to also increase their own price, which is pushing customers away.
The sugar and milk has affected our business negatively, because there are many people that used to come and find out that the price of bread has increased, and some of them will be able to buy while some will leave without even buying.
Adding that he hopes the government will do something urgently to change what is happening so that common man will continue to eat bread.
The National Pension Commission's objective to appoint 173 law and accounting firms to recover pension liabilities is yielding fruits. According to PenCom, it is in its report for the first quarter of the year, 422.34 million naira, representing principal contribution of 124.89 million naira and penalty of 295.45 million naira was recovered from 23 defaulting employers by the recovery agents. PenCom Director General Aisha Dahiru, in a statement, said the Commission has been able to recover unremitted pension contributions along with the accrued interest from defaulting employers. She said that the sums were paid to the RSAs of the affected employees and not to PenCom. On the foreign scene, rescue workers are trying to reach 3 villages in western Austria on Wednesday after landslides due to heavy rains cut off access. Spokeswoman for the Red Cross, Melanie Reiter, says thunderstorms in the night from Tuesday to Wednesday led to the streams in the mountain village land district in Carinthia State bursting their banks, causing landslides of mud and debris. She said the army and firefighters are trying to clear the streets to be able to access the villages, adding that the number of people affected cannot be ascertained. There are no reports of casualties, but several houses have been damaged. And finally, in sports, Romelu Lukaku says he's happy to be back after the Belgian international striker arrived in Milan on Wednesday ahead of his return to Inter Milan on loan from Chelsea. Abimen Lukaku emerged from Lynette Airport Wednesday morning and gave his short but delighted response to the handful of reporters awaiting his arrival. The 29-year-old will undergo medical before making his long-awaited Inter comeback official. Chelsea agreed to a reported deal in which Inter will pay an initial €8 million plus a further potential €3 million in bonuses for the loan. Lukaku will again lead Inter's attack as they attempt to regain the Serie A title after taking a pay cut, a reported €8.5 million for the coming campaign. And with this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.